This is Erin Hoffs with Rhinebeck School of Music, and in this lesson we're going to talk about practicing our major scale using intervals of a fifth. So I've talked about using thirds, using fourths. Now we're going to talk about using fifths. So if you've played any rock music, you've been playing fifths a lot because your power chords are root and fifth, sometimes root fifth octave, if you want to throw the octave in there. So what is a fifth? If you already know, you can skip ahead to the exercises, but if you don't know, 5 letters in the alphabet from C, C, D, E, F, G. G is a fifth away from C. You can also look at your circle of fifths diagram as a shortcut. You notice on the top you have C. If you go clockwise through the diagram, you're moving in fifths. So C to G, G to D, D to A to E, etc. They're all fifths away from one another. And on the guitar, wherever your root is, you go 2 frets over and 1 string down, and that's your fifth. And of course that works on the E, the A, and the D string, but when you go between the G and the B string, that's when things change, right? Because you're going from everything moving in fourths to a major third here, then back to fourths. So it's a different interval there, so you're going to line up with your fifths like that. Just 1 fret further than where you were. So all these are going to be perfect fifths until you get to the B note in the scale, because from B to F is a diminished fifth. So everything else is going to be a perfect fifth except for from that B to the F. So I'm going to play through this major scale using fifths. So I start on C and I go to G, D to A, E to B, F to C, G to D, A to E, B to F. That's my diminished fifth. And I keep going. And I can go backwards. So that's one position, and then I can try it in different positions on the fretboard. So here's C major up here. And I'm going to do the same thing, right? Just moving in fifths. There's my diminished fifth. And then backwards. And of course I could do these on 1 string, so here's my C major scale on 1 string, right? I could play them together. So again, it's just a way to kind of bring out a different sound instead of practicing your scales stepwise up and down, making more interesting interval leaps, right? There's a song by the Black Keys called Gold on the Ceiling, and it's mostly fifths, the intro. It goes like this. So you should check that one out if you want to hear that sound. I mean, these are fifths, that's a major sixth, like the power chord shuffle. So that's an example, real life example of playing intervals of a fifth through an intro in music. So as always, I have tabs for this available for patrons. And yeah, you can just practice this any position that you have of your scale. You can just start thinking in fifths and maybe try to combine them with some of the other intervals that we've learned, you know, like here's a fifth, there's a fourth, thirds, and you get these interval. So you're just kind of leaping around with different intervals and making more interesting sounds with your scales. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. If you haven't already, visit www.rhinebeckschoolofmusic.com and subscribe, become a patron, patreon.com/Rhinebeck School of Music. I'll see you at the next one.